Good morning, everyone. It's March 3rd, 2026, and this is your Benton County Board of Commissioners public meeting. If you would all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Could I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes for February 24th, 2026?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the minutes for February 4th, 2026 meeting.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And the motion passes. Review of the agenda. Do we have anything that we have to add?
Staff has no changes or additions.
Thank you, sir. We'll move down to public comments. And Madam Clerk, will you go ahead and please announce our policies and procedures for public comment?
The purpose of the public comment period is to give the audience an opportunity to provide comments to commissioners regarding agenda items or other topics. It is an official on-the-record communication geared toward giving information and opinions to consider in the decision-making process. While the commissioners welcome hearing from you, please note that the public comment period is not an opportunity for dialogue with commissioners or for posing questions with the expectation of an immediate answer. Many questions require an opportunity for information gathering and deliberation. For this reason, the commissioners will accept comments, but will not directly respond to comments, questions, or concerns raised during the public comment period. Audience members who wish to speak should raise your hand to be called upon by the chairman, or virtual participants use the raise hand feature. Come to the podium, or virtual participants unmute your microphone when called upon. State your name and address for the record. And after speaking, write your name and address on the record sheet. Virtual participants do not complete this step. To allow every participant an opportunity to be heard, public comments will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. The chairman will indicate when your allowed time has elapsed. In the interest of running an orderly meeting, we ask that you do not duplicate comments made by a previous speaker. Instead, please simply confirm your agreement with previous statements. When appropriate, the commissioners may refer an item identified during public comments to the county administrator for further action. Please note that if a speaker intends to give commissioners any records of any kind as a part of a presentation, the records must be handed directly to the clerk of the board for distribution.
Thank you, Amanda. We'll start here in Prosser first. And Ms. Torres, I believe you signed up to go ahead and do public comment. Feel free to go to the podium. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marcy Torres, and I am the owner of Gutter Girl in Tri-Cities. And my address is 6209 Robert Wayne Drive, Pasco, Washington. What brings me here today? I started my business in 2019 to show others that there's a way out of domestic violence. What I didn't account for was that a lot of your judges and commissioners have used my story to retaliate against me and to remove my son from my care. My tax dollars are being used to fund not only the tearing of my own family, but also I have documented over 230 other cases in the Tri-Cities alone of families that have been torn apart by your judges in Benton and Franklin County. Domestic Violence Services gets federal funding also. They know that the judges are going against domestic violence survivors every single time. There's a $50 million lawsuit on the Amber Rodriguez case. Why and who is holding these judges accountable for the ways that they are removing children from safe parents and giving them to abusers and draining parents out of anything that they could give to their children for their future? You're not only stealing our taxes and giving them as a wage to these judges to tear our families apart, you are also being a part of tearing all these families apart and leaving these kids with mental and psychological abuse that they may never be able to get rid of. My son is one of those kids. And as a parent, how do you sit there and continue to allow judges to falsely accuse other parents of abuse with no proof of anything. They say innocent until proven guilty, but that doesn't seem to be the case in family law. Why? Why are false allegations being allowed? And why is nobody doing anything for our children? That's why I'm here today. To let my community know and to let others know that this is not okay. And if we're discussing finances and budget for judges, this needs to be straightened out before we're allowing more people, more families to be torn apart in our communities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Yes.
Ma'am, you say your judges, they're your judges. People elect those judges independently. The state pays their salary. We pay some of their benefits, but the state taxpayers pay their salary. So there is the judicial commission that takes complaints on judges. We have no authority over the judicial system. That's the separation of powers in our state constitution, our federal constitution. We have no authority over those judges. I just let you know that there is a state judicial commission that does take complaints. And that's who you should file your complaints with. They do the investigations. They're the only ones that can investigate the judges.
When they investigate them, they don't do anything about it.
Well, I can't help you there.
The same judges, their friends, attorneys are the ones that are leading all of this. So
Yeah, I can't help you there. That's the way the system's set up.
to bring awareness to
Okay, well, I appreciate that. I understand your frustration.
Thank you, Commissioner Dillon.
No.
You ready to go forward now, or?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then I'll probably say something. I'm just gathering my thoughts because it's the second time someone's come forward in the last 2 weeks. I'll bring something up here just after this. But going forward, is anybody else here in Ross here that would like to go ahead and speak or public comments? Seeing none, we'll go into Kennewick. And I see Tina, are you coming up?
I am.
Okay, thank
Here we
you.
go.
Either place.
Good morning. Is this not working? Nope, no green light.
You're good. We can hear you.
Okay, good morning. I don't know where you're
Morning.
at. I'll try to look at you. Thank you guys for all the things that you've been doing for our community. I know you work hard, put in a lot of hours. I'm wondering about this LRA, less restrictive alternative. I know that you guys put in a code, but so did West Richland and other cities, but they're not realizing that they're putting it in against secure community transition facilities. That's abbreviation SCIF. They have nothing to do with LRAs. Now, on another note, the gentleman that's going to be the proposed contractor of this LRA at 5304 West 8th Avenue has been harassing me and my family. He's violently screaming obscenities at me, and I cannot get a protection order. And it really concerns me with the judges when I just heard this other testimony. And I know you guys have no say in that, but I'm wondering if this new thing that you're going to put on policy C, the NAVE, is that going to be helpful for me? Because we get to just put our stuff before our commissioner and they just say, nope, there's no cause, but yet this man is violent. And so I need some help in guidance there. And I think that was all. Oh, the city of Kennewick came up with our school board a resolution, but there's no meat with that. If Olympia says no, then there's this LRA is coming. And this is violent sexual predators. This is not just level 1, 2, or 3. These are the violent ones. And I just want to ask you guys to help our cities figure out a better way than just a resolution with no meat. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you. Anybody else in Kennewick? Seeing none in Kennewick, we'll move on to online. Commissioner McKay, is anybody on there with hands up?
This
Thank you.
gentleman walked in late.
What's that?
This gentleman walked in late. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't see anybody else online.
Thank you, sir. And I just was told there was a gentleman that just walked in. Public comment?
Oh,
All right.
okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Perfect. We'll move on, but before we move on, I typically don't speak during public comments. I want to make sure you get your full time in there. Two things I'll address. The first thing first, if you, both of my peers are okay with me speaking just for a couple of minutes on the topic. Are you okay with that? First, on the LRAs, Dina, what I ended up doing was we had a Tri-City Regional Chamber of Commerce meeting last week. I was there, I was attending that. I spoke to the city manager, John Osmondson, and also the deputy city manager, Joe Schissel, on this topic. And I also met with the mayor of Kennewick. And I think what we're going to go ahead and end up doing is we have our community development director here with our planning manager as well. We're talking about maybe getting all the planning managers, because this is a zoning thing as well, is maybe getting all the planning managers together from all the cities within the county. So that's, that could be 5 cities, and coordinating and bringing everybody together to go ahead and see how we could potentially, based off the law, do some type of updated zoning so it's not so challenged. Second thing to do is what I was talking about, and I talked to both our deputy administrator, our county administrator, and they'll pass that along, was maybe, if you guys are okay with that, is getting our attorneys here at the county along with the city attorneys, because each city has an attorney, city attorney, working together once the planning managers get together to see how they can go ahead and strengthen that, so we have uniformity across the county with all 5 cities and in the rural areas of the county. I think that's a super smart way to do it. It's a proactive. I'm getting a thumbs up from our community development director and a head shake up and down with our planning manager. So that's one thing that we're looking at doing. I hope that will help, Tina. That's just putting everybody together in collaboration to go ahead and make a stronger community and a better county. So I appreciate your comments on that.
My understanding on that is that the state has taken the, what's the word I'm looking for? Jurisdiction over those that the cities can't. Filling those out. Is my understanding.
There is still some items that we can do. Is it going to be perfect? No. Are they going to be, even if we put strong zoning requirements in there, that's where it would be really good if all the city attorneys to get together. At least we know what we're dealing with and we're all uniform across the board and we have a united front.
Yeah, because I know there's a piece of legislation that the state's going to supersede cities on homeless housing too.
Yes.
That the state's going to claim jurisdiction and you can't, cities can't zone out or anything on homeless housing or anything.
Where they live, whatever,
Right.
on public property.
Right.
So I think, but this is more private property residential. So I think we might have some benefit to being able to work with that. It's better than nothing, but that's, like I said, getting all these planning managers and planning directors, they have a lot of years of experience. They can kind of figure that out. And then once they get with the attorneys, we can, at least it's going to be more uniform across the board. So we all have one message. Ms. Torres, I totally hear what you're saying. I was speaking to the Explorer group last night at the sheriff's that the sheriff's office puts on with a lot of young youth. I get it. I heard last week's testimony here at the podium as well. When I spoke last night, they wanted to know what a county commissioner did and what kind of things we offer. And so what we're responsible for, to be very honest and transparent with you, is we oversee 15 different departments within the county. But our number one, and that's IT, that's human resources, the Office of Public Defense, the jail, all kinds of different items. Our number one job is making sure that we're running out of a deficit and doing a balanced budget. And we have all the different departments, whether it's the coroner, the treasurer, the auditor, the sheriff, county prosecutor. We oversee their budgets and we approve them with appropriate funds to run their departments efficiently on behalf of the taxpayers. What we don't have oversight on them other than just the budget. What we definitely don't have oversight is district court and superior court other than the budget. And we're required by law to make sure they have enough funding. You heard what Commissioner Delvin said. Those are out of our purview 100%. A lot of them are elected officials as well. So I would say, if you take Commissioner Delvin's advice, that's one avenue for you to write them letters. I believe this gentleman here has sent me emails as well. I've read every one of those emails, to be honest with you. But once again, even though I understand your frustration and understand you as a parent and what you're going through, we have no purview here. So if you're wanting to make this, where you want to use the 3 minutes for a public venue to bring awareness to it, that's your right. I support that 100%. But, I would say also do the homework and find out those avenues that you do have that you can make those your voices heard and stuff like that. We don't have that oversight. And like I said, if you want to wait, I have that piece of paper from last night when I spoke to a lot of youth and what we actually did and how we do our job. But this is not one of them. And I don't know if you guys have any other.
No, I mean,
No, I just, real quick for me, like, I agree with what you guys are saying, because I get your frustration too, because it's frustrating for me as well. And as commissioners, to where I wish we had more control community-wise, but like property taxes, we have to follow the stupid state codes. If we don't, we get fined, we get in trouble and stuff. And that's what's frustrating for me as a commissioner. I'm like, west side of the state, why can't you let us county commissioners run our county the way we want to do it, to where we're all conservative and doing this stuff correctly versus what the state's requiring us to do, to where if we don't follow it, we get in trouble. And it's annoying how the west side comes up with all that stuff. And I'm like, this one last little story, gas tax. Why are they taxing us all this money when you go to Idaho, Oregon, Nevada, like all these other places, when we're still like #1 in the country for worst roads, when you're taxing us to improve our roads? Which I agree, the west side, it's frustrating how they control it, to where I wish us county commissioners, to where every single county in the state could have their own way of wanting to run the government instead of having to follow the west side. Because if we don't, we get in trouble, like fined and stuff. So that's all I got to add.
So once again, I appreciate your comments. I've heard them. I've read, I know you sent me letters, emails, I believe. Is that correct, sir? Okay. Yep. That's correct. And I think you must email too. Yeah. So once again, I do read those. I think I looked you straight in the eye and listened to every word you said. But those are things that are purview. So I can totally understand where you're coming from. Sympathize, but what I also need to let you know is we don't have oversight on that. That's something you would probably need to go ahead and take some advice from Commissioner Dellin. He's been in that realm a little bit more than I have, and do the homework and let those judges be heard. Go and speak to some of those and let your voices be heard. I appreciate you. I wanted to take time. Usually we don't go ahead and make any comments during public comments, but since it's been 2 weeks in a row, I wanted to make sure that that you're being heard.
Yeah.
That being said, I'll go ahead.
Well, no, I agree with what you're saying, because what you're saying, I agree with how frustrating it is, to where I wish we could help you out. We can't because of the state. So no, that's why we made comments towards you, because we understand where you're coming from.
That being said, we'll go ahead and close public comment and we'll go to the consent agenda. Do I have approval or motion to go ahead and approve the consent agenda items L and A through L as in Lincoln?
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the consent agenda items A through L.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The motion passes. We'll move on to a public hearing. We have one. It's a subdivision vacation, SV 2026-002, Crunson for Archer. And our Damian Hooper, our planning manager, is here to go ahead and present.
Good morning, Commissioners. Damian Hooper, Benton County Planning. The purpose of the hearing is to consider a subdivision vacation application submitted by Derek Archer, the owner of Lot 5, Block 6, El Rancho Riata number 3. Subject property contains a drainage easement highlighted on the map that's currently on display that bisects the property and impacts the potential building site on the property. The owners requested to vacate the easement to support the construction of a single-family home. Agencies with jurisdiction and property owners within 300 feet of the site were notified of the application. There were no objections raised. The drainage easement is not required to be relocated due to upslope modifications to the drainage system when the adjacent Riata Ridge subdivision was developed. The planning department is recommending approval of the vacation, and take your questions if you have any.
All right. Is anybody here for public comment in reference to this item?
Need to open it.
Oh yeah, I'll open it up first. We'll open up public comment for this item. It's 9:19. Anybody here in Prosser? Seeing none. Anyone in Kennewick? Please come to the podium. Seeing no one in Kennewick. Anyone online?
Yeah, IT's not seeing anybody online either.
Perfect. So it is 9:20. We'll go ahead and close out public comment. Do my fellow commissioners have any questions?
No, nope.
You know, one thing I saw in here, I always look at the recommendations, and sometimes it'll say, you know, the board or in this case here would be the planning division of the board, or planning board of commissioners for that. And I see that this actually both. You have both. You have that, and you have the planning department or staff recommending it. Correct. So you have both sides.
I'm not sure I'm
Let's see.
following.
Let me see here. It
Planning
says-
division's making the recommendation.
Yeah, the planning division. The
Yeah.
planning division that the board. Okay. Sometimes you have the planning. I sorry, I was reading it twice. I don't have my glasses on right now. Sometimes you have the planning the board as well.
Yeah, sometimes the
planning
planning
commission.
commission is the one.
Yes.
If you don't,
recommending that board.
if you don't have your glasses on, maybe you should cross your eyes to read better.
See, I told you, I was talking to the county treasurer a few minutes ago. I'm like, I messed up. My glasses are in the car. So I'm trying to read the paragraphs quick. All right. That being said, do I have a motion for approval?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the vacation of a 20-foot drainage easement located on Lot 5, Block 6 of the plat of El Rancho Riata.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. Next one is we got scheduled business adopting the Benton County domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, dating, violence, and hate crime policy. And Carly is here from our HR director to present.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
This policy came about because, as you are aware, the prosecuting attorney's office has applied for grants, the federal Stop Violence Against Women grant program. And that grant requires that the receiving entity have policies in place for response to workplace-related incidents of sexual misconduct, domestic violence, and dating violence. As we were reviewing those requirements, we identified that we had a number of policies that tangentially address those issues, but no real one-stop shop policy that addressed those very, really important workplace safety procedures. So we worked with risk management, the sheriff's office, all of the elected officials and department heads to draft this policy to both meet those requirements for the grant, but also to have one place where our employees can go to identify these workplace safety procedures. Happy to stand for any questions.
Any questions?
No, I see they all signed.
Yeah. Perfect. Do I have a motion to approve?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the adoption of the Benton County domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, dating violence, and hate crime policy.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you, Carly.
Thank you.
All right, moving down to other business. Commissioner McKay.
No, just got to drive to Olympia today. No. Can't think of it.
We will both.
Oh, we'll be next week for the waste conference, nuclear waste conference in Phoenix.
Yes, well, we both Commissioner Dillon and myself, I started that in the city of Richland. You've been here doing it at the county. We've kind of teamed up for Energy Community Alliance. We'll both be out of town advocating for SMR, small modular reactors, energy, those type of things like that, as well as help money. We do a lot of that kind of stuff to bring money back to the county as well. So that means Commissioner McKay, you know the drill, sir. All right. That being said, I appreciate everybody for coming.
Well,
Go ahead.
We still
Yep,
have an executive.
We have an executive session. I understand. I just want to finish this out because a lot of them are going to leave.
Oh.
I appreciate everybody for coming and attending. I'm going to go with the county clerk.
Oh, we're not going to talk about the Franklin County saga? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just having a conversation over here. Okay.
Nope.
Sorry.
Wait, so with you guys being gone next Tuesday, my kids keep bugging me about Disneyland, so maybe I should just take the kids to Disneyland and be gone. Yeah.
That being said, we have our county clerk here. Anything? Thank you, ma'am. I know that the county treasurer is trying to dodge me. I can see you. Any comments? Perfect. We have our county coroner here. Bill, do you have anything? I don't think so. All right. Thank you, sir. And way back in the back in the corner there is our sheriff. Sheriff Clark, you have anything? All right, perfect. Am I missing anybody? Judge, I see you in Kennewick. Any comments? I know, I can't help it.
So I guess maybe for Ms. Torres's benefit, there is a Washington State Commission on Judicial Conduct. If she has specific complaints about specific judges, she can certainly contact them. Also, the Washington State Superior Court Judges Association for more general issues, or specifically the court administration, she can send information to them. But her issue is a Superior Court issue, I just want to clarify, I'm a district court judge. The issue she's talking about are Superior Court judges, so she'd want to talk to the Superior Court Commission or the Washington State Commission on Judicial Conduct. And ma'am, I don't remember your name, but you can get a civil anti-harassment order either through district court or Superior Court. You just have to meet the requirements. And if you want to come down and talk to district court, they can help you go through that process and the judge will review that. Other than that, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. All right, that being said, we're gonna go into an executive session. Carly, and motions. How much time do you need?
She said 5 hours.
Yeah. You want to do?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine. Let's
I'll do 10 minutes.
Let's do 10 minutes to be safe.
Okay.
All right, with that being said, we're gonna go into executive session and the time is 9:26. Thank you.
Yeah, I can read it. I got it. Yeah.
All right, we're good to go. All right, we're out of executive session. No decisions were made.
I got a motion. Let's see. I move to approve the grievance settlement agreement with the Deputy Sheriff's Guild.
We have a motion and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Appreciate everybody for coming. Have a great day. Weather's good and the meeting is adjourned.
Can you bring us some Chick-fil-A next time?